going to show you how we're going to do the extraction of caffeine from tea. So already we have stirring 6 tea bags in about 180 mils of water with 5 grams of sodium carbonate. And this has been stirring for about 20 minutes. It's just not actively boiling, but at 100 degrees. And so I'm about to take the tea bags out and filter the solution.
I decided just to go with a cotton wad in a glass funnel for this filtration because filtering through filter paper wasn't working for me very well. However, I also think that vacuum filtration would work well for this step. So I'm just rinsing the flask with DI water and pouring it in just to get any last bit of tea extract out. And then I'm going to go ahead and rinse the cotton with some water as well. So the filtration needs to be performed while the filtrate is hot. Now I'm going to cool it down by putting it in an ice bath for a little while before I proceed to my next steps. Now I'm going to begin the extraction. So you see me pouring the tea extract into the separatory funnel. The tea's in water, so this is going to be my aqueous phase. Next, I'm going to add the DCM. This is my organic phase, and you can see that because DCM is denser than water, it's falling to the bottom of the separatory funnel. So in this extraction, my organic layer is on bottom and my aqueous layer is on top. Now I'm going to shake the separatory funnel to mix the solvents and extract the caffeine into the organic layer. So I'm just going to tilt it up and down very gently, and then vent it occasionally by opening the stopcock. Now I'm going to place the separatory funnel back on the ring stand and let the phases separate. Normally when performing a liquid-liquid extraction, I would shake the separatory funnel more vigorously. However, in this instance, because emulsions form so readily with this experiment, I'm going to be more gentle with it and not shake it up too vigorously. I'm going to decant the organic phase into the flask and just leave the aqueous layer behind. Now, because some emulsions have formed, I'm also going to take the emulsions into the organic layer flask and deal with that later. Now I'm going to repeat the steps of adding DCM, shaking the separatory funnel, and allowing the phases to separate. So now I've taken the organic layer, which had the emulsion in it, and to get rid of that emulsion, I've added more DCM and also some brine, which is just a concentrated sodium chloride solution. And because the solution is so big now, it wasn't able to fit in my separatory funnel. So I've taken it and put it in a 1 liter Erlenmeyer flask, but it's the same concept. I'm getting rid of the top layer just through decanting it into the waste, which is my aqueous layer that I don't want. And I'm going to keep the DCM layer behind to do further extractions. I'm getting close to the end of the extraction, so I'm going to put my DCM layer back in the separatory funnel and work from there.
Okay, so now I'm going to add, now that I have my DCM layer with caffeine in it, hopefully, I'm going to add some drying agent. So I'm going to add sodium sulfate, but you can also use magnesium sulfate. So this is just to get rid of any water that still may be there that from the extraction that I wasn't successfully removing. So I'm just going to put a little bit in and swirl it around. When the sodium sulfate binds to water, it clumps up. So you can see the solid clumps here. So if all you see is solid clumps and none of it is free moving, then you know you need to add more. But I can see that there is some free moving.
I'm going to filter now my dry organic layer through a piece of filter paper in a funnel into a flask that can go on the road evap to evaporate the DCM. The flask containing my dry organic phase is now on the road evap. You can see it twirling around. It's in a warm water bath, and this whole system is also under vacuum. So the DCM that's in the round bottom flask is going to evaporate, and as it does, it's going to travel up the system and come in contact with these coils that are filled with a cooling liquid, at which point they'll condense and fall down into this round bottom flask here.
weighed a scintillation vial, wrote the weight of it here, so I'm just going to transfer this little bit of DCM with the caffeine into it. And then I'll throw it on the Rotavap and we'll see how much of the caffeine we have. So this is what we have at the end of it, just a very beautiful white powder. Just based on the way that it looks, I think that this is pure caffeine. I don't think that we'll need to do anything more to purify it. So I have included in the procedure another step after this, a sublimation step to purify it, but we'll check it out. We'll weigh it, see how much we have, and then do a TLC to see if it's pure caffeine. However, I should say that I didn't end up extracting the tea extract from the 6 bags, so it's going to be less than what it would be. Wow, 35 mgs, that's great. Yeah, very good. So I have the caffeine that we extracted from the tea here, 35 mgs of it, and I also have just a tiny bit of pure caffeine. So I got this caffeine off of Amazon. It's just a pure caffeine supplement. So I have just a tiny bit of it here in a vial to TLC. So like I said, I thought that we were potentially going to have to do another step after this to purify it, because it looks so nice. It looks so bright white. I think that we might just be done right here. Okay, so you can see that compared, I have spotted the caffeine standard and the caffeine we extracted. This one over here on the right is pure ethyl acetate. This one over here on the left is DCM with 10% methanol. And you can see the RF values for both spots are the same, so we have pure caffeine. Also, there are no additional spots, so it's pure. There's no need to go forward and do the sublimation, so this is great news. Yeah. We did it.
That was really brave.
We did science.